Coming up next, Loud and Proud, the Four Seasons breakout star, Marco Calvani. Out's Broadway divas shine bright this Pride, and Cynthia Nixon is present and proud on the cover of The Advocate. Plus, we get unconventional with swimwear. Out Now starts now. Welcome to Out Now. I'm Stephen Walker. This Pride season shines brighter than ever as the LGBTQ+ community rises above unprecedented challenges. It's our time together with our allies to highlight these important issues. And we start with the Divine Divas gracing the cover of Out. They are all truly the pride of Broadway.
Get ready, everyone's in camera. Yes.
Everywhere you look, it's Tony Award winners and nominees. Malia Joy Moon, the Tony winner from the musical Hell's Kitchen, radiating queer joy. And four gorgeous allies. Lea Salonga, the Tony winner from Miss Saigon. Megan Hilty, the Tony nominee currently starring in Death Becomes Her. And then there are the wicked Tony winning duo, Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. Long before Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande held space for the Wicked movie, it was Idina and Kristen who originated in the musical on Broadway, an experience that still resonates with them.
I think as a woman who has always struggled with my loudness, being too big, being too much, maybe being too angry, all of those things that I have become self-conscious about or try to reel in order to make other people more comfortable around me. I think that Elphaba has taught me, and hopefully lots of other people, to embrace and harness what makes us fierce, beautiful human beings, and to understand that that kind of power is what changes the world, and we don't need to compromise that for anyone.
Gorgeous.
Idina and Kristen are both strong allies of the LGBTQIA+ community and are excited for Pride.
Pride means the same thing to me every year. Pride means, to me, you take pride in who you are. No matter your base, color, religion, sex, identity, be proud of your authentic self and come out with it. I have pride. I know pride wasn't designed for someone like me, but I have pride. I'm gonna go out and be proud of who I am, that God made me like this, and God made you like you. So we have to celebrate that, and it's a whole month of it. So it's also a time to look really cute.
Kristen and her fellow cover models are looking beyond cute on the Out cover, which is celebrating both Pride and the best of New York's theatre scene.
Art was just about taking the maybe unseen pieces of yourself and putting them on display so that people like you can come to the theater and see themselves reflected in art on stage. For the last century, like if we go from vaudeville all the way to Rent and like post-contemporary musicals and things like that, for people to come to the theater and have their brains opened up to a world not the way it is, but the way that it should be, and the way that it could be, is beautiful.
Also beautiful is the love these ladies have for their queer fans. In Leia's case, her trans son.
It's important for me to speak up for kids like my own kid, because trans folks are being erased as if their existence never happened. But trans folks have been around forever. And if one branch of folks, it can be any arbitrary group of marginalized folks, if you can erase them, then they'll try to erase somebody else. And then they'll try to erase somebody else. And they may try to erase me as somebody who is a woman of color. So, should not allow for erasure of any group, because you could be next. And then who's going to speak up for you when there's no one left to speak up for you?
Gorgeous.
I don't know what it specifically means to be a good ally, to be a great advocate. So I'm always just trying to learn how to be better. And that's just listening, being present, going out of my way to like really hear my friends' stories and hear from them how I can show up for them in ways that are really meaningful and impactful.
I'm a Christian person of faith, and I want the message to be not one of hate. And they've been told, the community has been told that they are going to hell, that no one loves them, when the exact opposite is true. God loves them, in fact. He designed them. He designed us. So what you've been told is exactly a lie. It's the opposite. You are loved, you are cherished, you are wanted. And even if your families don't feel that way, which I know that has happened to a lot of my friends, God feels that way. So don't let man get in your ear. That's my message.
And what a beautiful message that is. Thank you, Kristen, and all our Broadway superstars. Be sure to read their full interview in Out magazine, available on newsstands and out.com. That website is where you can also find information about our upcoming Pride of Broadway special that will air on television in late June. Now let's turn to the new Pride issue of The Advocate magazine. And just like that, it's Cynthia Nixon on the cover. We caught up with the Tony and Emmy-winning actress at the Henrietta Hudson Queer Bar in New York City.
That's wonderful.
You know, it would feel great to be on the cover of The Advocate at any time, but to be on the cover of The Advocate in June is really, really special. I love people who say Pride is a riot, you know, and I think that that's the thing that we always want to remember about Pride. And we go to Pride, you know, but we are more Dyke March people. But I have to say, in the last few years, it's been getting a little realer again, which is nice. And I think with all that's going on this year, I think it will have less of a rah-rah party and more like riot energy. And like ferocious energy, and like we're visible because we're proud and we love each other and we love ourselves, but it's also we're visible because if we're not visible, it's dangerous.
That's it. Beautiful.
I love being part of this community that knows how to fight and that has fought so hard. And, you know, the downside of that is you're always kind of under threat. There's a lot of really awful things to contend with, but it's just the most warm, creative, electrifying community. And I feel like, you know, being a woman on Sex and the City and, you know, wearing all the heels and the short skirt, you know, all that kind of stuff, that there are a lot of young women who come up to me and say, you remind me of me. And so to be a queer woman with like your profile in the world, you know, was encouraging to me and was also like encouraging to my parents. You know what I mean? People sometimes ask me, am I not getting cast in things because I'm queer? And I always say, I don't know. You know, you don't know the projects you don't get cast in and you don't know why. You know, there's a whole host of kind of communities I belong to and things that are important to me politically. And they do have an impact on the work that I choose. I've gotten to play a lot of wonderful queer characters, and like everything that I am impacts the roles that I want to do or I gravitate towards. And
Perfect. Oh, this is set. Yes.
what I would say to some young person who is trying to figure themselves out and trying to figure out if they're queer and trying to figure out what they want to do about it is trust yourself, but don't be in too much of a rush.
Well, fans are in a rush to see the new seasons of both of Cynthia's HBO shows. And Just Like That returns May 29th, and The Gilded Age is back in June. Plus, be sure to catch more of Cynthia in our upcoming Pride of Broadway TV special. Now to another binge alert. I had the pleasure of chatting with my friend Loud and Proud Marco Calvani, who stars in Netflix's The Four Seasons, alongside Hollywood greats like Tina Fey, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo and Steve Carell. Join me now as Marco shares his incredible journey and how it all came together.
Oh, you need help?
Oh, that would be great.
Make sure you lift it with your knees. Up. And back, back. A little bit more to your left. Back, back, back. Watch your step. Yes. You can open the door.
Your first day on set was with Tina, right?
Yeah, 5 a.m., me and Tina. And I wasn't in my body. I wasn't breathing at all. And and when we met, we hugged, and I realized that she was in the same place. We bonded over our own insecurities. And soon enough, with everybody, we became truly a big group of friends, family. We spent 3 months together.
How does it feel playing a gay character, actually a wonderful gay character, in love in today's political climate?
I feel particularly proud, I have to say. You know, it's in a moment where I'm actually afraid to be walking in the streets at times. You know, I don't feel safe at all out there in the streets in this current political climate. So to be asked to put my whole self out there so publicly in such a mainstreamy way as a gay man, you know, in a successful relationship with an African American man, you know, I think it's kind of like it's a political message, although it's not the direct intention of the show. You know, the show is not about that, but the fact that we exist and it's a given, I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I think I'm proud to be part of such a thing. They said, I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding
It's like,
on.
that's not our wedding song. But it's great. Please keep going. Please, I love you. Please.
It was nerve-wracking because, you know, first of all, I'm not a singer, and that was the very first scene that we shot with a lot of extras after 2 weeks being just us. And they covered that scene from every possible angle. We shot that scene for 3.5 hours, if not 4. I sang a lot. But everyone was so entertained. All the extras were like, yeah, they were cheating on me, and I needed it because at some point I had no voice anymore.
Now, I can't let you go away without talking more about High Tide. How is the film doing? Where can we see it?
It's my baby, my first feature film starring my beautiful, talented husband, Marco Pigossi. We had a great run in the theaters in the US last fall, released by Strand Releasing. It's currently still in theater after 2 months in Brazil. Like in the US and Canada, it's finally available on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, and Google Play. It's on demand.
What a gentleman. Watch The Four Seasons, streaming now on Netflix. Now for our fashion fix, the fabulous stars of Unconventional, Kit Williamson, Willem and James Brand, who is also the star of Marco Calvani's film High Tide, strut their stuff in stunning swimwear against the breathtaking backdrop of Joshua Tree National Park. They share how their show redefines modern queer love and the importance of found family. Let's dive in.
Yes, love it. Palm Springs and Joshua Tree for me has been an awakening as a queer adult. It's like my happy place.
I hope that audiences take away from Unconventional that you can chart whatever course you want in your life. You can be weird and wonderful and don't have to follow any of the paths laid out for you.
You do not have to live life the way you've been told. You can chart your own course. Do what is in your heart. Do it with the people you love.
Pride for me means visibility. We have to make ourselves known and shown so the next generation knows that they can do it too.
We need to support each other now in whatever way that we can.
I've been out for almost 10 years, for a decade now. I was kind of stuck at acceptance and always kind of working to getting to celebration.
This year, Pride is about defiance. I never want to go back to feeling about being gay the way that I felt about being gay growing up. Being gay is the best thing that's ever happened to us. And we thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to us. And it's only through life and experience that you learn this world is yours.
Being out and being able to work with other queer artists, this is my purpose. Like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So here I am.
Hey, I'm Kit.
Hi, I'm Willem.
I'm James.
And you can find our fashion spread at out.com or wherever Out magazine is sold.
Make sure you check out our show, Unconventional,
on Reverie.
And here's something for your calendar. June 11th to 15th sees Provincetown shine with the Provincetown International Film Festival. It's that time of year when my little town comes alive, honouring the world of film, with special guests Ari Aster, actor Mary Bartlett, and rising stars Eva Victor and River Gaio. Don't miss this vibrant celebration of cinema. If you want to subscribe to Out Magazine, we have a special deal to help support LGBTQ+ journalism. Get our print or digital edition flipbook of Out and the Advocate for $9.95. Scan this QR code or go to out.com AC promo. As we wrap up this episode of Out Now, whether you're headed to Broadway, the Wild West, or Hollywood for Pride, this year we wish you a joyous celebration. March, dance, sing, love, protest, and most importantly, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, stay fabulous.